Good afternoon, old school Texas Tech. I'm continuing with my predictions from various programs, college football programs from across the country. Moving on to the Cincinnati Bearcats, who came into the Big 12 last year. They had a difficult season, only winning, I believe they went 3-9 last year, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But they had a little bit of a difficult transition into the conference. I personally do not think it's going to be a lot easier for them this year. I'm not hating on Cincinnati or anything like that. I'm a fan of the Big 12 conference, except for against my team, Texas Tech. In general, I'm rooting for Cincinnati. I'm rooting for them to have a successful transition to the Big 12. I just don't think it will be this season. August 31st, they play Tolson. If I think I may be pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, that should be a win on August 31st. I don't know anything about them, but that should be a win. I think Cincinnati would be more talented. September 7th, revenge game for Pittsburgh as Pittsburgh will come to town. Cincinnati, probably one of their high points last year was beating Pittsburgh on the road. I think Pittsburgh is going to be better this season from what I'm reading. I don't know a ton about them, but I think that they will go into Cincinnati and pull. I think that maybe an upset, or at least, though, I think they're going to get their revenge win. I think Cincinnati will start the season 1-1. September 14th, they play at Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio is a decent group of five team, but I think Cincinnati will get the win there. So they'll start off 2-1. September 21st, they play Houston at home. I almost picked Cincinnati to win this game, but I do like what they have with Donovan Smith at quarterback at Houston with that coach from Tulane. This is a difficult one. It wouldn't shock me at all if Cincinnati won this game, but I think with Donovan Smith, he's got some pretty good experience now. I think Houston's capable of going up there and winning that game. I'm sorry, September 28th. They play in Lubbock against Texas Tech. I do think that the Red Raiders will come through in this game, and I don't think it will be that close. I think Cincinnati is going to be a decent team on offense. I just think Tech with a running game and with some continuity at quarterback, I think we're going to be able to score a lot of points on Cincinnati. So I really like Texas Tech to win the game September 28th. Then Cincinnati has a bye, and then they have to go. I believe the game in Lubbock's a tough road game for them, and they have to go and play another tough road game at UCF. I think UCF will win this game. Then Cincinnati comes home and plays Arizona State. Arizona State seems like they're kind of a mystery to everybody, but just the fact that it's a home game and everybody seems a little bit unsure about Arizona State, I'm going to go ahead and say Cincinnati gets their third win here. Then they've got to go on the road to Boulder. This is a pretty difficult schedule for Big 12 standards. They've got to go on the road to Boulder. I think Colorado is going to be a really good team on offense with Shedeur Sanders. There are some question marks on their offensive line. I think Colorado is gonna be able to outscore Cincinnati and Boulder. Um, November 9th, they'll get a bye. Then they play West Virginia at home. This is an interesting game, but I just think West Virginia is going to be a little bit too good. I've got West Virginia winning this one. November 16th, their last two of the last three games especially are brutal. November 16th, they play at Iowa State. That's just a brutal game. It's right around the same time Tech plays them, I believe, within a week or two. That's going to be in really brutal weather. I think that Iowa State will win that game. Cincinnati will get another loss. Then they've got to go play at Kansas State in Manhattan. I think that will be a loss. The last game of the year, they play at home against TCU. While I would absolutely love it if Cincinnati won, I do think the Horned Frogs will get the win in that game. So I have them going 3-9 again. I think there's a couple of places where they could pick up wins, maybe get up to about 4 or 5 wins, but I don't see them going much higher than that. Maybe Pittsburgh they could get a win. If they probably their route to bowl eligibility would be to beat Pittsburgh, beat maybe TCU the last game of the year, and then Houston. Yeah, so I mean those games it wouldn't be impossible, but I think they're going to have another difficult year. We'll see. I mean, I think eventually Cincinnati is going to be a very competitive Big 12 team. I just don't see it this year. And I believe me, I'd be fine if they picked up another 3 wins and got to bowl eligibility. But I think they're going to lose some of these kind of 50-50 games. I don't know if you can call TCU a 50-50 game. TCU is probably going to be pretty good this year. So anyway, I've got Cincinnati 3-9. Their wins come against Tulsa, Miami of Ohio, and Arizona State. So that's my prediction for the Cincinnati Bearcats 2024.